Hey guys, so I'm helping my brother-in-law with his electrical today, and he's the kind of guy who's like super detail-oriented, focuses on quality as opposed to speed. This is the opposite of how I used to be back when I did a lot of renovations. I've really changed as a person over time. And so let's talk about the electrical outlet because it's important. We can see stuff like, are these screws vertical? Is the receptacle itself poking out on one side or the top or the bottom? And is everything in general level? Did the installer put a level on it? And if those things are all generally pretty good, then that gives us a good sense that behind the wall, that person is more likely to have put the right wires on the right parts of the receptacle, to have connected the ground, which is obviously a safety item, and to have screwed in these little screws. That's going to make it all safer. It's going to make it less likely to trip. But also at the panel, it's more likely that they wouldn't have put any double taps in breakers. We can see other things like, did they label the panel? Right, that's just like one little part of one little building system, but we can check everything, right? So we might want to look at like the return air grills in the house. Are they installed the right way up? This one is. If they're not, you can see down into the ductwork and see a bunch of dust and whatnot. Are the ducts themselves clean? They install metal grills, MDF grills, plastic grills. So there's a million different ways to get a sense of a building's quality. Most people, when we go into a place, have a sense of if something is well built without even needing to know these details. But I really enjoy these little details because they're little tells. There is a strong correlation between how a second showing goes and how a home inspection goes. I'll do a lot. I've probably done 25,000 or 30,000 first showings as a specialist buyer's agent, and maybe 500 or 1,000 second showings where we've gone back to see a place for a second time. I've noticed that if we have a very good look around, we're maybe looking at 10, 20, 30 things per minute, and we get a good sense of construction quality and a good feel from it. Usually it inspects well, not always, but usually. And that's really helpful knowledge to have, especially if we're in a busier market. We're almost certainly always going to have a home inspection. That's our recommendation. But it's always harder to renegotiate the contract post-home inspection. So it's better to get the sense pre-inspection before offering and valuing the property, etc., etc. Look, we don't necessarily need to buy the house that our dad would recommend that we buy. That might be a pretty boring house. There's lots of things we look at, different dimensions of real estate. So function, form, design, how does it feel? Is it bright, light? Is it somewhere we want to put our family? But I do think that the quality of a place matters. You hear people talk about build quality all the time. Has it decreased or changed? I don't want to be too controversial, but I think we have to be really careful today, especially if we're in and around new construction. I love a house built from 2005 to 2015, I'll say that. If you know someone who's thinking about buying a place, this is a great video to share with them. I'm going to be posting quite a lot more about this sort of thing. I'm not a home inspector, I'm not an electrician, but I've been in a lot of homes, and I think I have a pretty good sense of what's worth spending money on. And if you are that person who's thinking about purchasing a home, feel free to reach out, love to have a conversation. I'm a good planner, and I like to kind of get ahead of things, get organized. Yeah, hopefully this is helpful and you enjoy our social media. And yeah, give us a like if you like it, and a follow if you want to see more. Thank you very much. Have a good day.